Alone and without friends, that's how many people describe themselves today. Let's be honest, we're experiencing an epidemic of loneliness. We've never been more connected, yet disconnected from others. According to a study in 1990, 55% of men had at least 6 close friends or more. This number plummeted to 21% by 2020, less than half. Furthermore, between 1990 and 2020, the number of men reporting having no close friends increased ninefold, bringing the percentage to 15%. 15% of men say they have no friends, 0 close friends. And when I talk about close friends, I mean friends who are there for you when you have problems, like a breakup, for example. These people have no one, and these were the statistics for men. I imagine that for women, it's exactly the same. But what has changed in just 30 short years for us to get here? Humanity as a whole is becoming increasingly afflicted with social anxiety, meaning we fear interacting with others. But why? We need to understand that individualism has been pushed to the maximum lately. Individualism places the individual ahead of the group, and everything is designed to ensure each person lives in extreme comfort. The result is a society where humans spend almost no time interacting with other humans. Since everything is made for comfort, you don't need interactions at all. You can avoid encountering anyone if you wish. For example, if you never want to leave your home, you can simply order food delivery all the time, so there's no interaction. Maybe you'll only interact when you get your package from the delivery person. Even when you go grocery shopping, you can use self-checkout and not talk to anyone because, of course, it's much more comfortable. But in addition to the disastrous consequences this has on the job market, it also eliminates all those small moments in daily life when you talk to other people, whether in a supermarket or on the street. It almost completely removes our exposure to others, isolating us and making us socially inept. Now we struggle to communicate because, between us, we always choose the comfort of a screen or paying by ourselves at a self-checkout. And if you compare the amount of time spent each day communicating with others, engaging with them, talking versus the time spent behind a screen, whether working or consuming social media, it's between 8 to 12 hours versus just a few minutes talking to real people. We find ourselves in a situation where we only receive information because we're watching online content, like this video. There's no exchange of ideas. So when we need to engage with someone in real life, when we have to talk to someone, we struggle to generate our ideas, create them in our minds, and share them effectively. This makes us come across as socially awkward because we're not used to it. Also, when you grow up, the time you spend behind your screen is not monitored by your parents telling you to turn off your screen and go outside. There's no one telling us to shut off that screen, yet we know very well that it's bad for us. Today, we are our own parents, and it's up to us to know when to stop. Imagine if you had a child who wanted to eat ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They want it, but you know it's bad for them. Well, it's the same with your screen consumption. I'm glad the internet arrived and has opened up so many possibilities, but the problem is that since everyone is behind their screens today, very few people go to public spaces like libraries anymore. Yet, those were the places where you met people to make friends. The rise of individualism has separated us into our own little boxes. That's why we're living through a big friendship crisis. The problem partly comes from our environment. In places like work, you don't have time for deep discussions with other people because you're at work, and most people aren't there to engage. They're just there to get paid. And now there's telecommuting. Personally, if I don't message someone and work from home, I talk to no one, and I don't even hear my own voice all day. I feel extremely lonely. Once you leave the school system, I find it really hard to make new friends. My oldest friend I've known for 13 years, the second oldest for 6 years, and the others for 3 years, but I haven't made any new friends in the last 2 or 3 years. It's sad because I'm 24, I'm pretty sociable, I go to places where you can socialize, and yet no new friends. It's strange. The ratio between the number of people I meet and the number of people who become my friends is very low. Maybe it's me, and I don't see it. I don't know. But sometimes I feel like I could become friends with someone, but there's like an invisible barrier. People are a bit lazy to meet new people. They're too comfortable. But I understand, because everyone grows up. Everyone has their own little life, and each person goes in different directions. Half of my close friends live in a different country. It can be draining to constantly pursue friendships that seem to go in one direction only. It's always you reaching out to ask for news, and sometimes you feel very alone. But there's a difference between being alone and feeling alone. I don't know if it's the same for you, but I'll let you answer in the comments. I have the feeling that many parents don't have many friends either, and that elderly people also have few friends. If these people from outside our generation don't have many friends when they age, I wonder what will happen to our generation who doesn't have many friends now. Will we be completely alone when we get older? It's not rare to meet someone in their 20s who doesn't have any friends, and that makes me really sad. We know that having a sense of belonging, talking to people, seeing people every day, that's what helps us live longer. I don't know if you've read the book Ikigai, but it talks about Okinawa, a city where elderly people live the longest compared to other cities. The important thing they said was that they need to stay active, but also keep people around them. It helps avoid certain mental illnesses, and you get that sense of belonging. We've never been so connected, yet so disconnected from each other. We've never spent so little time outdoors as we do today. No one dares to take the first step anymore. We're afraid of being rejected. When you go on dating apps like Tinder, you only see the people who swiped right. You only see the people who liked you. But going into nature, being outside, maybe trying to make friends with someone, or approaching someone in the street, you'll get rejected. And that hurts a lot today because we're not used to it anymore. When I was little, I remember I had to go buy a baguette with my dad. He left me in front of the bakery, gave me the money, and told me to buy the baguette. I was anxious because I had never done it alone, and I asked him, "Dad, are you coming with me?" He said, "No, I'll wait for you right here." After some hesitation, I managed to buy the baguette and came back. Today I can put that in perspective because it's those little moments that form us. If I had never done that, I would have grown up as an adult who was afraid of little interactions, like buying a baguette or answering the phone because I didn't know who was on the other end. And if I always answered the call of comfort, I wouldn't have evolved, and I wouldn't have been able to make friends. I don't have the ultimate solution to stop this friendship crisis. I've just noticed the phenomenon, and I wanted to talk about it because I find it very sad. And if you're in this situation, I hope you'll take this video as a sign to try new things. Because no matter how many personal development books you read on how to socialize better, real experience, real interaction, you can't learn it from a book. For people in my situation who have a few friends, or maybe just one friend but still feel lonely, something that helped me a lot is making a pact, a deal with someone. We send each other a message every day, each morning saying, "Hi, how are you?" The simple fact of knowing you'll get that message means that person is thinking of you. At least one person is thinking of you, and it feels good. I personally do this with my mom, sending her a message every morning, and I also do it with a few friends every other day. I send them a message, "Hey, how's it going?" And they do the same for me. Just doing that shows that you're not alone. So, as I said, I don't have a miracle cure to stop this friendship crisis. But if we all try to make our real life more stimulating than these screens, maybe together, we can overcome these friendship problems and this loneliness. I hope this video has helped you in some way. So, thank you, and do things today for the sake of your future self.